stationed in and around the borders town, the organiser, from Peebles, believes this is the perfect location and the right time.
I feel the Poles have long been ignored. There's been an awful lot of prejudice towards them through the years. In fact, it was only in 1985 they were allowed to march to the cenotaph after all these 50 years, 50-odd years. And there has never been a singular tribute to the incredible and magnificent contribution that they made during the war. So today's the day, now's the hour, and we're just waiting on the RAF flying through, so it's going to be marvellous.
Well, it means an awful lot. It means recognition that we were there, we took part in the fighting. So it means a lot that after all those years, somebody thought of recognizing our being there.
Well, let's have a wee bit less chat and move them over.
We are absolutely grateful to Scottish Organiser to make that tribute. I hope we deserved.
The march passed through the centre of Peebles involved many veterans from the Polish Navy, Army and Air Force, with the King's Own Scottish Borderers and the British Legion.
It's a tribute to the Polish soldiers who came here during the war and stayed here, worked here, defended Scotland during the war, settled here after the war, and contributed to the development of this part of Scotland. 70,000 Polish soldiers were here in Scotland during the war. Now only around 5,000 are still alive, and many of them are today with us. And I should say that I'm really touched that the organizers, the organizing committee, decided to have this tribute and to invite the Polish soldiers. They are also very touched.
Drew Tully, the convener of Scottish Borders Council, interred a time capsule not to be opened for 100 years. This was a moment of powerful emotion when old friendships and old relationships were remembered.
It's a very poignant and a very auspicious occasion, especially for the veterans, and we've got to be very, very grateful for what they did so that we've got the freedom.
Well, it's a very happy occasion both for the Scottish people and the Poles have been made very welcome in Scotland, and they find this is a second home for them.
So after Poland was taken over by Germans and the Russians from the other side, they made their way to the west because they wanted to fight for their, continue to fight.
Well, they dropped with us at Arnhem.
And it was a very moving occasion.
It was indeed. And I do it to commemorate them. They dropped with us, and most of them didn't survive. So I think, well, the least I can do is march and show my respect for what they did at Arnhem, as we did and as my friends did. I'm sorry to be like this, but it was a moving occasion, and it still is.
This was a unique ceremony. It could never be repeated, and commemorated the powerful links forged between Poland and Scotland during the dark days of the Second World War.